Good morning, class. Today our group will talk about the South Asian Englishes. But first of all, let our team divide the class into two groups. So, Mr. Tom, can you help me to divide the class into two groups? Okay, because we
Okay.
have
Yeah, okay. In the first activity, I want to divide the class into two groups. Yeah, team one and okay, group one and group two. Okay, Miss Ngong, can you
so
know the
the
name randomly?
okay divide quickly because we have 15 members, right? So check two groups. So who want to be John Group One? Please show me a heart. And who want to be John into Group Two? Please show me other icons. And show me a heart if you want to be Group One, and other icons if you want to be Group Two.
Okay, guys. So I have an easy way for you. So please listen carefully to me. I will divide you into team one and team two. Yeah, I will call your name after hearing the number of your team. So please add the number before your name. Okay. So um, Trâm, team one, Quyên, team two, uh, Mr. Dương, team one, Miss Thủy, team two, Miss Trang, team one, Miss Ngọc, team two, Miss okay, Miss Bảo Ngọc, team one, Miss Tiên, team two, Miss Bích Ngọc, team one, and Mr. Hưng, team two. Okay, I want you to add the number before your name. Okay, guys, please add the number before your name with me.
Okay, quickly, please. Uh, Miss Phan Thị Bích Ngọc, please put your number before the name. Miss Trang, can you rename your rename?
Rồi cứ thêm số vô cho mọi người. Oh, okay, I think we can start now. Miss Ngọc.
Okay. So before we start, let's play a game. Guess the country by emojis. For example, I have three emojis. Because today the topic is to talk about the South Asian. So it's related to it. So let's guess what country is it by three emoji. So which South Asian country do these emojis represent? So please, I want to see your hand. If you know the answer, please show your hand, and I will get point if you answered it correctly. You have a 1 point for your team.
Okay, let's raise your hand. Two groups, the two groups, and we will call the first group. Okay, guys. So I want to make everything clearly. So we yeah. we will show you three icons on the screen, and you will guess what the country is based on those icons. You raise your hands.
Yeah, I see. So I see Đỗ Bảo Ngọc is from team number one. So please tell me, well, what country is this?
I guess this country is India.
So now this is the correct answer. The first emoji, the first icon is the famous India architecture. The second one, that's curry, that is a famous food. And the last one talk about the film industry, famous, so very famous. So 1 point for team one. Please, Mr. Hải, take note for me, okay? The numbers, so sorry. So, I hope you didn't see the
Okay, so
answer.
let's move on to the next country.
So I see Lý Thanh Hương from team two,
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Okay, can you let me know how to you think it's Pakistan?
The
It's so
clues you have
difficult.
shown. It's just clues you have shown.
Okay, so that's right. So 1 point for team two. The symbol of the first symbol is crane mock. About the music, about the cricket, the popular sport in Pakistan. Next one. We have Iceland, we have ocean, we have marine. So Lý Thanh Hương again from team two,
Indonesia
Indonesia.
or Philippines?
So team one, do you have the other answer? Team one?
Okay, so we wanna hear the answer from team one. How about team one? Here's your answer. That's a chance for you. That's an opportunity for you.
So if you don't have the other concern, let me check it. What is Maldives? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hưng. And the next one, we have lions. Sorry. We have tiger. We have rice field. We have colorful art. So which South Asia country can you guess? Đỗ Bảo Ngọc, team one, please. No, I can't hear you. Can you turn on your microphone?
Sorry.
Okay, that's your point. Another one. This country start with letter B in South Asia. Yes.
Philippines.
Anh Hương. No, sorry.
It's
South
start with a P,
South. Start with letter B. Okay.
B or P? B or P?
B.
B.
Yes.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Okay. Right. Next one. We have lion, coconut, and an Iceland. Another one, please. I just see Mr. Hung. Yes, Đỗ Bảo Ngọc, team one, please.
I think it's Sri Lanka.
Yes, it's correct. We have the lion is the figure of the national flag. Coconut, that's so popular in this country. Okay, thank you. You have 1 point. The next country. The first one is a mount, maybe a mount. The second one, this is the symbol of hospitality. I see Miss Thủy from team 1,
I think that is Japan.
Japan. Okay, I want to hear the other answer. Thank you, Miss Thủy. If you don't have other answer, I will show Phan Thị Bích Ngọc. So sorry, team 2. Team 2 no one, right? So I invite Phan Thị Bích Ngọc, please.
I think it's Nabo.
Nabo, yes, correct. Because we have Himalaya, including Mount Everest, folk music. That's a cultural festival in Nepal. Thank you. 1 point for team 1. Next. We have the first one is architecture, mountain, traditional carpet. So which country do you think? Phan Thị Bích Ngọc, team 1 again, please.
I think it's the happiest country in the world, Bhutan. Right.
Uh-huh. Other answer? Mai Thanh Khánh Ngọc from team 2.
I think India.
India already. Okay, I will show the answer. That's A, Afghanistan. And next country. We have dragon. We have temples. I see Miss Thủy fasted. So I would like to invite her.
Yeah, I think it's China.
It's China.
Yeah.
How about team 2? Thank you, Miss Thủy. Team 2, Mr.
Same.
Hung, please.
Same thing. China.
China. Okay, I will check the answer. Let's see. It's Putin. Okay, not China's. Thank you for your hands. Okay, so those are South Asian country, and we will talk about today. South Asian country, or SAE, refer to a variety of English spoken in Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. On this country, English has functioned as a language for education and upward mobility. It also plays a role in a language as multilingual groups. Okay, so about regional context, South Asia is one of the most linguistically diverse areas in the world. This is home to hundreds of languages belonging to language family such as Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, Tibeto-Burman, Austro-Asiatic. English today serves as the official language of SAARC, that's called the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, and it exists side by side with classical languages. This shows that English has been integrated into region deep historical and cultural roots. Like present in early centuries, English has also been localized and institutionalized in South Asia. Sorry. According to Brancaccio, this process can be described in 4 stages. Exploration. The second one is implementation. The next one, diffusion. Oh, 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 sorry. Oh, it has problem. I'm so sorry. So I will talk about this. According to Brancaccio, this process can be described in 4 stages. The first one is exploration. The second one is implementation. The next one is diffusion. And the last one is institutionalization. Similarly, Kriner explained it in 5 phases: foundation, isonormative stabilization, nativization, and the next one is the normative stabilization, and the last one is differentiation. This means that English in South Asia has gradually shifted from first following British or American norm, and what we call to develop is our local norms or idiomnative. This is why South Asia English today is considered a distinct stable variety. And so now let's discuss deeply about English South Asia. English South Asia. English South Asia, right at the different time, different history, it spread mainly due to British colonization, later supported by science, economics, and globalization. The countries like India, Pakistan, that were under direct British rule, while Maldives, Bhutan, Afghanistan, and Nepal were not. English, so now let's discuss about English in India. English arrived in South Asia with the East India Company in the 17th century. It started in trading centers like Surat, Madras, Bombay, Calcutta. Gradually, English was used in trade, the army, and missionary school. In the 19th century, it gained importance for jobs and education, especially after Macaulay's meeting in 1735, which made English the language in higher learning and government service. During the British War after 1857, English spread further through university, college, and administration, become deeply rooted in society. Okay, let's move on to the English in India after 1747. After independence in 1747, India kept Hindi as the official language, but allowed English as an associate language. The Official Language Act of 1867, sorry, I will say again, of 1767, is so English could remain in administration and education, especially due to residents from non-Hindi speaker states. The three language formula introduced English from early schooling. Today, English is the medium of higher school, technology, science, or even recognized as an Indian language. So now talk about English in Pakistan after this, 1947. When Pakistan were created in 1947, English were used in elite school, higher education, government, the army, and the press. Although the Constitution of 1962, 1965, and 1973 aimed to replace English with Urdu, these efforts were only partly successful. In 1978, Zia-ul Haq promote an Urdu-only policy, but elite schools were implemented. By 1987, the policy were restored, and English were restoring education and governments. Today, English remains dominant in office, academic, and public domains. About English in Bangladesh. Bangladesh share Indian and Pakistan history until 1971. After independence, Bengalis were prioritized, and English were restricted under Bangla Rocolan end of 1987. English were removed from primary and tertiary levels, but it survived in secondary school and institution because of the lack of resources in Bangladesh. English graduate make in comeback in school in 1986. In private university from 1992, in undergrad program from 1994 and 1996. Today, English is valued for its practice, use, and its present as strong on national domains. Let's move on the English in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is home of Sinhala and Tamil, with English functioning as a linked language. The island has ruled by Portuguese, Dutch, and later the British. In the 9th century, the British introduced English medium education, creating a three-tier system: elite school, medium school at the top, bilingual school in the middle, and vernacular school at the bottom. After independence in 1948, English lost practice as Sinhala and Tamil were promoted. About English in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was ruled by Portuguese, Dutch, and later the British. And British introduced English from medium education in 1830. The next one, English in Nepal. Nepal has around 17 languages, mostly Tibeto-Burman and Indo-European. English entered in the 18th and 19th century through missionaries and Western-style education, including Chichara College in 1918. After the Second World War, returning world-class soldiers increased the breasting of English. In 1990, English were recognized as an international language and taught widely in school and university. Today, English is used in education, daily life, and by institutions such as British Council. Okay, so now let's move to the move on the English in Bhutan. Bhutan has 17 languages, with Yonka as the official language. Before modernization, education was mainly monastic. In 1961, Bhutan adopted a Western-style education system using language as the main medium. By 2014, the number of schools is exceeded 160 schools, with most subjects taught in English. English medium education provides access to jobs and help Bhutan increase globally. Okay, how about English in Maldives? Maldives experience Maldives experience influence before independent in 1965. Since the 1960s, English has been the primary language of education, as like with London General Certificate of Education. The Maldives National University continue to teach in English. Okay, and the last country in South Asia, that's Afghanistan. Afghanistan is multilingual with Pashto and Dari as official language. Before 1969, public education was limited. During the Soviet and Taliban period, education collapsed with girls banned from school. After 2001, education is banned rapidly. By 2013, there were over 60,000 schools and 10 million students. The American University of Afghanistan founded in 2006 teach only in English. Today, demand of English is high due to globalization and international influence. Okay, that's on the English in South Asia country. So, South Asia country, South Asian English are shaped by cultural and linguistic, covering different variety include Indian English, Pakistan English, Tamil English, and many more. English are multi-function as a library language for the knowledge, as a vehicular language for travel and communication, a link language across communities, and equity language alongside local tongues. Together, these fingers make SAE a distinct regional variety. According to culture, there is claim of bilingualism, with English having a scale of different degree of competence in English of India. With three means a point. The first one is the 0 point. You can see the 0 point here at the bottom point of the screen. The second one is the central point with in the K is the complement in English. And the last one is the amplilingual competence. This claim is able to explain the range of Englishes from broken English to highly educated variety. Okay, that's on my point. So next, Mr. Tom will talk about next part.
Okay, Miss
Mr.
Hong, can you keep showing the screen?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So, okay, let's continue our proofs presentation. So let's move on to The next part, early contact varieties of English in South Asia. Okay, next. Next slide, listener. Okay, when the British first arrived, two types of English varieties developed almost at the same time. The first was the English of Eurasian communities, such as the Anglo-Indians in India and the Burghers in Sri Lanka, who used English as their native language. And the second was the pitching varieties. And these varieties were simplified or make symbol, and they are simplified forms of English, and they are used mainly for trade and domestic work. So from the beginning, English in South Asia followed two distinct paths. Let's explore the Eurasian varieties. Next, Ms. Ngân. The Anglo-Indian variety, sometimes called Chi English, has its own vocabulary. For instance, so we have the phrase "plow oneself." The phrase could be understood as to hit oneself. In Chi English. In Sri Lanka, Burgher English developed in a mixed community. The Burghers were respected by the British since English was their first language. These were native speakers varieties shaped by unique cultural context, not simplified English. And now let's move on to the pitching varieties. Okay, continue. One well-known pitching was Butler English, also called Kitchen English. It has unusual grammar. I telling for I will tell. Instead of use I will tell in conversation, they used I telling. Yeah, and they also use I don't tell for I have told in English. Even word meanings also changed. Yeah, family could mean wife. Yeah. Although simplified, this variety is still occasionally heard today in domestic settings. Next, please. Ngân chuyển qua cái mà bamboo quá chị Ngân. Cái bamboo. And the next one is Baboo English. Another contact variety was Baboo English, used by Bengali clerks. Yeah, it was often seen as overly elaborate or complex. Yeah, it was often seen as complex and complicated. And the most famous example is the 1909 toilet letter by Akhil Chandra Sen. His humorous English drew attention to the lack of toilets on trains, which eventually led to their installation. So even non-standard English could have real social impact. Now let's move on to Boxwala and Bombay pitching. Yeah, other pitchings were very restricted. For example, Boxwala English was spoken by street vendors with sentences like this good fresh sixpence. In Bombay, servants of Portuguese descent also use a pidgin variety. These languages were functional, tied to specific economic activities. And how about the significance? Và mình chuyển qua significant đi chị Ngân. Yeah, to sum up, although many of these varieties were criticized as deficient, they were not simply broken English. They were systematic, meaningful, and historically significant. And they also laid the foundation for the South Asian English varieties we can recognize today. And now let's move on to some main features of South Asian English. South Asian English, or SAE, are not poor copies of British or American English. They are stable, rule-governed varieties, and they are shaped by local languages. Now let's explore some main features of English in this area. Now let's move on to phonology. In pronunciation, SAE shows clear influence from local languages. For example, we have the South TH become dental stop, so thin can become thin. Yeah, and some clusters like school may be broken into each school. Yeah, so we have in English, in British English or American English, we have the word school, but in SAE, the word can be broken into each school. Yeah, and stress also changes. Yeah, so the word decree becomes decree. Yeah, yeah, it tends to be longer. Yeah, these are not errors, but regular features of the variety. They are not considered errors. Yeah. And let's move on to the lexicon. Let's move on to the lexicon. Yeah, they are borrowed and hybrid words. Okay, the vocabulary of SAE is especially rich. Yeah, we find borrowed words like the hobby, like washerman in English, and crore, 10 million, and sorry. We also find hybrid forms such as police waller for police policeman, and laughy charge for a baton charge. And these show how English blends with local realities. Yeah, it tends to mix with local realities. About the new meanings, let's move on to the new meanings. Yeah, SAEs also creates some new meanings. They have extended forms like cousin, brother, yeah, to bond, and there are also some semantic shifts or semantic changes. Uncle and auntie are used for any elder. Yeah, and how about the translation? So to keep a fast or reduplications like small things. Yeah, instead of using the phrase small things, they use the phrase small things. They add another word small to the phrase. And this creativity makes SAE vocabulary distinctive. Yeah, make them different from other kinds of English. Now let's turn our attention to syntax. Syntax. Yeah, about the syntax. In grammar, SAE again shows systematic features. So we have some examples here. We have the some sentences like I am having a fever. I have seen him yesterday instead of I saw him yesterday. Yeah. How you how you got here instead of using the question how did you get here? Yeah. Articles and prepositions may differ. Yeah. May be or okay, sorry, may be different. And yes, no answers often reflect facts. Yeah. Rather than grammar. Okay. These rules may differ from British English, but they are consistent with thing SAE. Yeah. Now, let's move on to discourse and pragmatics. Yeah, finally, in discourse, SAE reflects cultural values. Switching between English and local languages is common. Yeah, but the politeness is expressed to phrases like "What is your good name?" Yeah, they add the word "good" into the question "What is your name?" or repeated offers. Have some more. Have some more. Yeah, they tend to uh, duplicate and repeat the same phrase. There are also unique markers like lot of problems are there or we met on the bus itself. These patterns show how English adapts to social norms in South Asia. So let's move on to a small part of summary. So overall, South Asian Englishes are vibrant, creative, and systematic. Yeah, they show how English adapts to new cultural contexts and are reflected in literature by writers like Arundhati Roy and Narayan. Okay, after all the things I have presented to you, I want to make a conclusion for this part. Yeah, I have some key takeaways for you. In conclusion, South Asian Englishes share common features across South vocabulary, grammar, and discourse. At the same time, there are regional differences between Indian English, Sri Lankan English, and other others. And how about the significance? Recognizing these varieties is important because it gives practice to millions of speakers. Instead of one single South Asian English, is it better to talk about South Asian Englishes? Yeah, they are plural because each has its own identity. Yeah, we should treat each kind of English as an identity. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that's all for my part. So let's invite the next speaker, the next presenter.
Hello everyone. Uh, I will represent for group 2, going to give you an overview of English in Southeast Asia, focus on diversity and historical background and current research perspective. Okay, now first thing, let's listen to the song.
In Southeast Asia, there is Malaysia, Laos, and Burma. And and Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, and Philippines.
Can you hear the sound? Okay, one more time.
In Southeast
Mr. Hai, I'm
Asia,
sharing the
there
screen
is
so we can hear
Malaysia.
the sound from your device. So let me start. You want to stop share or continue?
Stop share, please. Hồng Ngân.
Okay.
Okay, one more try.
In Southeast Asia, there is Malaysia, Laos and Burma, and Cambodia, Brunei, Vietnam, and Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, and Philippines.
Okay, this is a song about Southeast Asia. Okay, about next, our presentation, we got five parts, introduction and historical and from aspect. And thirdly, it's about linguistics features about outer circle, and next about expanding circle, and the last one is conclusion. Okay, first thing about Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia includes 11 countries, but today we will talk about 10 countries. Okay, Southeast Asia is highly diverse in language and cultures, and English plays an important role both within region and internationally, providing rich data, linguistic and linguistic research. Okay, and from according to record, English variety in Southeast Asia belong to two circles. The outer circle, where English spread through colonization, and the expanding circles, where English is mainly learned a foreign language. Okay, next one about historical and political aspect of English in Southeast Asia. Okay, first thing about we will have a game about guessing picture behind this color, and group which group is faster and will get more star. When I take one color, you will get 5 star. When I take 2 color, you will get 4 star and count down. Okay. Now, first one, I will. Okay, I will choose a red color. Okay, does everybody here can guess what country is it? Okay, next one we got blue. Okay, who is there? Everybody here can guess what country? Okay, next is pink. Okay, I will call Miss Đậu Mẫu Ngọc.
I think it's Malaysia.
Malaysia is correct. 1 point for team. For team 1. Okay, Miss Ngân, please correct the point for team 1 for me.
Okay.
Okay, now we talk about English in Malaysia. We will watch a video about this.
Use of English in what is now Malaysia can be traced to the British presence in the Malay Peninsula in the 18th century. The influence of English increased with the need for English in the administrative and commercial sectors in the Straits settlements of Penang, Singapore and Malacca, and subsequently British Malaya. English language education was also an important factor in the increasing use and spread of English. So English language education in Malaysia can be traced back to the 19th century with the establishment of English medium schools such as the Penang Free School, Malacca High School, St. Thomas Secondary School in Kuching, St. Mary's School in Kuching. Now at this point, there were at least 4 main mediums of instruction with different curriculums. At the primary school level, you had English, Malay, Chinese, i.e. Mandarin, and Tamil as main mediums of instruction. And at the secondary school level, you had mainly English medium schools, and there were some Chinese medium schools as well. However, upon independence of Malaya in 1957, the Malay language was accorded national language status and was to gradually replace English as the language of public administration as provided for in Article 152 of the Federal Constitution and later the National Language Acts of 1963 and 67. So, and this was done with the aim of promoting and creating a common national identity. Now, given the country's British colonial history, English, of course, continued to be used, for example, in legislative matters and legal proceedings. It could even be used in Parliament. So there was kind of a grace period for the use of English to be slowly phased out. Subsequently, the National Language Acts, which I mentioned earlier, the National Language Acts of 1963 and 67, declared that Malay was now to be the official language throughout Malaysia, except in the 2 states, the 2 new states on the island of Borneo, Sabah and Sarawak. Now again, there was still a grace period for the use of English, especially for Sabah and Sarawak. And now this brings me to the next layer. Language and language education policies. So as a recap, we start with the British presence in Malaya, and we see the increasing use of English, not just in administration commerce, but also with the setting up of English medium schools. But by the time we gained independence and formed Malaysia, Malay was taking a stronger foothold, if you like, in public administration as well as the school systems, so that by the early 1970s there was a move to convert all English medium schools into Malay medium schools. So just after independence, we still had 4 mediums of instruction, Malay, Chinese, English and Tamil, but now with a common curriculum. But by the early 70s, English medium schools were phased out, with the conversion fully completed by 1983. So at the primary level, you still have your Tamil, Chinese, Mandarin, medium primary schools, which continue to exist even today. In addition, the status of Malay as the main medium of instruction in all educational institutions, except for the national type schools, i.e. the Chinese and Tamil medium schools, this was further reiterated in the National Education Act of 1996. But English continues to be a compulsory subject up to the 5th form in secondary school in public secondary schools. Now, so we can see that English is still seen as an important second language in the Malaysian education system.
Okay, first thing we will talk about the history. First thing about history. English arrived in the late 18th century. The straight system accelerate English medium education after the independence. In 1957, Malaysia was officially formed in 1963. And Malaysia has a dual system. National school use Malay, while national Thai schools use Chinese, Tamil, and rival school use Mandarin. Still, Malay and English are compulsory subjects everywhere. After independence, the government shifted from English medium to Malay medium education. But in 2002, English returned for mathematics and science. This policy was revised in 2012 after strong criticism. English in Malaysia has a complex history. Language policy is a constant negotiation between Malay and English. reflecting the challenges and balancing identity and liberalization. Okay, next step, we will guess another country. Okay, I will open yellow. Okay, next one. Okay, next. Either everybody here can guess what country it is? Okay, Châu Thị Lan Quyên.
Singapore.
Singapore. Okay, now let's check. Okay, correct. Okay, 1 point for team. Thank you, Quyên. 1 point for team 1, Miss Ngân. Okay, now let's watch a video.
Kingdom, there's British English, and in the United States, there's American English. In Singapore, we have Singaporean English, or more commonly known as Singlish. You can usually hear Singlish used for informal conversations and might be confused by its different standards of English. So how exactly is Singlish different from British and American English? And what do all the las, lays and laws represent? Singlish started when Singapore became an independent nation and introduced English into their country. As a former colony of Britain, Singapore used British English as their official language for their administrations. If you were a Singaporean at that time, it will be the first time you would have proper classes and learn about the ABCs. But back then, there was only a minority group of elites who were proficient in English. The rest of Singapore's population consisted of the Chinese, Malays, and Indians, who were former migrants and only spoke their own native languages. So when these non-English speakers were introduced to Standard English, they influenced English with their own native languages, molding it into what we know today as Singlish. Like any other language, Singlish has its own sets of rules and vocabulary. You can use Singlish to get your points across faster with lesser words. For example, in Standard English you would say, "Seems like it is going to rain today. I think it would be best for you to bring an umbrella out," which comes to a total of 21 words. Whereas, when you use Singlish, you could say, "Like gonna rain liao, bring umbrella lah." That's only 7 words. Another interesting example is the Singlish word lah that originates from its Chinese counterpart. La is very versatile and can be used for many different contexts. For example, you can say "sorry lah" to make your apology sound less formal. If you want to blame someone, you could say "all your fault lah," where the la emphasizes your anger. You can also use la to reassure someone by saying "don't worry, can fix one lah." As shown, Singlish has a different standard of English, making it difficult for the rest of the world to understand. This brought the attention of the government, as Singlish had decreased the country's overall English standards. They were concerned Singlish would hinder Singapore's economic development. So the government launched the Speak Good English movement to try and improve English standards and eliminate Singlish. The campaign, however, was not well received by some Singaporeans, as Singlish helped them to maintain solidarity and friendships among themselves. Supporters felt that it has become a national identity and should not be abolished. Today, though the use of Singlish is still debatable, we see the government and the world starting to embrace the language. Singlish was celebrated in Singapore's 50th birthday and was also added into the Oxford English Dictionary. All in all, Singlish defines Singaporeans and connects them with one another. I'm sure we can all agree that the language will definitely remain in Singapore for a very long time.
Okay, and we tell something about historical context of Singapore, English in Singapore. Singapore share a common history with Malaysia until 1965. After independence, 4 languages became official: Malay, Mandarin, Tamil, and English, with Malay as the national language. Singapore introduced bilingual policy, also called English +1. All citizens learn English plus their mother tongue. The goal is to equip people for globalization while keeping them culturally rooted. English is medium of interest in all schools and dominates business, science, and technology. Many Singaporeans have referencing with some even considering English their first language. Okay, in summary, English in Singapore both lingua franca and a global language, balancing modernization with multicultural identity, Singlish as a unique local flavor. Okay, next one about guessing next country. Okay, green, blue, red. Okay, Ali, please.
It is in Philippines.
Philippines. Okay, I want to hear other opinions. Okay, thank you, Lee. Is there everybody here got the other answer? Okay, I will show. Okay, it's Brunei. Okay, next about this video.
British resident was installed, and his task was to advise the Brunei Sultan on matters pertaining to governance. Now, use of English began to spread in the country, but was only confined to the upper echelon of the Bruneian society. In 1959, the state constitution was promulgated, which saw the abolishment of the British residential system, and self-government was achieved. Britain, however, was still responsible for defense and foreign policy of Brunei, but all that changed on January 1st, 1984, when Brunei gained full independence and an Islamic Sultanate was proclaimed. In addition to the abolishment of the British residential system, under the 1959 Constitution, Malay was proclaimed Brunei's official language. It was, however, accepted that bills introduced in the Legislative Council should be printed in both Malay and English. But where a dispute arises over the correct interpretation, the Malay text should be followed. So that, in a way, shows the supremacy of the Malay language over English in official settings. The Malay variety that has been sanctioned as the official language, however, is not the variety that is used for day-to-day communication. Bahasa Melayu, as mentioned earlier, is the standardized variety, and it is markedly different from the vernacular Brunei Malay. One difference lies in the vowel inventory, of which Bahasa Melayu has 6 vowels, while Brunei Malay has 3, R, E, U. The two varieties coexist in a diglossic situation, each having separate functions and occupying 2 distinct domains. Now, moving on to the notion of identity, there is a Malay proverb which perfectly summarizes the intricate relationship between language and identity. It's bahasa jiwa bangsa, or language is the soul of the nation. The Bruneian identity is formed through and by the Malay language, and the language.
Okay, I will talk about the history of Brunei. In 1888, Brunei became a British protectorate, and in 1984, we got the independence, and in 1985, there's a national and education system with the bilingual policy. And bilingual policy, we got from the primary, from grade 1 and 3, that we use Malay medium, and from the primary 4, English for math, science, geography, history. English become the medium, and while Malay remain for cultural and religious subjects. In 2009, Brunei reformed its education system, and from 2011, English was used to teach mathematics and science from primary 1. Okay, there are some in conclusion for Brunei. Okay, next country. Okay, I will open some color. Okay, is anybody here can guess? What country it is? Okay, Miss Thủy.
I think it's Philippines.
Okay, Philippines. Okay. Okay, correct. Okay, now everybody okay, we got the historical background. The Philippines linguistic diverse more than 100 indigenous languages, and after the American occupation in 1898, English were introduced by 1918. Nearly 9% of the population spoke English, and unique variety known as Philippines English emerged. Today, English is vital for everyone and for both overseas and domestic employment. And Philippines had distinctive pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar, and it is taught by local teachers and reflects both local and global connection. And English is vital for both overseas and domestic employment. Over 2 million Filipinos work abroad, and when English is requirement at home, the call center in the industry create thousands of jobs, and making English an economic tool across all social group. Okay, we have the conclusion. English in the Philippines has grown from being a elite language to a mass language. Okay, next we got English in Cambodia. Okay, Cambodia is quite literally as over 90% of population are Khmer. In 1989, French and English replaced Vietnamese and Russian as the main foreign languages. With the arrival of the United Nations and Cambodia in tried to Asian, English grew stronger. Okay, now everybody, we have the break time.
When you said everybody has break time, does that mean you've completed? You finished?
Not finished.
Okay. What do you mean by everyone has break time? I'm confused.
I see a chat.
Right, that means you're about 10 minutes over time. We're not going to stop doing what you're doing for a break. Go ahead and finish what you're doing, and then we'll take a break, okay? How much time do you think you'll have? I'm not trying to rush you. I'm just trying to estimate.
Em nghĩ bài của em còn thuyết trình khoảng bao lâu nữa là xong Hải?
Maybe.
Again, I'm not rushing you. I'm just trying to make an estimate, okay?
Okay, maybe 50 minutes. Okay.
We need 50 minutes more, so could we finish the presentation before we break?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Thank you,
That's a
Doctor.
good idea. Thank you, guys. Good plan. Good plan.
Okay, we had English of Indonesia. Okay, illustration in Indonesia began during Dutch colonial period. Before World War II, it was penned during Japanese occupation and seriously taught after independence. English became the first foreign language. Okay, today English is taught from the junior high school through university as a foreign language in some urban and in some urban school. However, Indonesia is the only Asian country where English is not compulsory in primary school. Okay, and next we have Laos. Laos has 6 million people and is divided into 3 linguistic groups: Lowland Lao and Midland Laos and Upland Laos. It's speaking different languages, and after independence in 1984, 1948, French influence remained, but recently English become the main foreign language. And that's about English in Malaysia. About Myanmar, formerly Burma, was colonized by British in 1886. English were widely used in government and administration, even welcomed by many ethnic groups during colonial era. After independence in 1984, Burmese was established as the official language and medium of instruction in school. And today, English use remains restricted. It's mostly confined to the elite, NGOs, and internationally aid organizations. And English in Thailand, English is the main foreign language taught in all the Thai government school. Thai remains medium instruction, and while English and Mandarin are the major foreign languages. And the last one is Vietnam. English was introduced to Vietnam by Americans during Vietnam War. After 1975, it was banned as the language of the enemy. However, with the Đổi mới reforms in 1986 and liberalization, there was a nationwide surge in English learning. And Vietnamese remains the medium of instruction, but English is taught as a compulsory foreign language from primary 3. Today, over 90 of Vietnamese children learn English. And English is the dominant foreign language in Vietnam and the only working language of Asian. It's better for education and tourism. Next step about presentation of Ms. Huang, please.
Okay, hello everyone. I will continue presenting the linguistic feature of English in Southeast Asia. We will look at 2 main categories: outer circle English varieties, which include Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, and the Philippines, and expanding circle varieties, which cover Cambodia, Thailand, and Vietnam. Next. Alright, so first of all, the outer circle includes countries where English is an official or second language, mainly due to colonial history. In Southeast Asia, this includes Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, and the Philippines. Key features include unique pronunciations, grammatical difference, like ethical omissions, and local vocabulary influences. Next one. Next. Okay, so in Malaysia English, vowel reduction is common. The sound a is often pronounced as in the central and the southern regions, while East Malaysia it becomes a low central vowel like r. Additionally, vowels like e and a are pronounced as the mid-front vowel e. All right, next one. Next one. Okay, so in Malaysia English, article ellipsis is common, meaning that articles like the are often dropped. For instance, she is a most popular teacher in school. Instead of she is the most popular teacher in school. Additionally, question form in Malaysia English often omit do, as in you go, instead of do you go. Furthermore, this girl particle like la, and one are often used in casual speech. So that's in a don't like that la or it's okay one. Next one. Okay, this is Singapore English. And in Singapore English, the dress vowel is often pronounced as a diphthong e, as in the egg. Instead of egg, it sounds like egg. All right. So additionally, a lateralization occurs at the end of the words when t and k become glottal stop, such as bowl and bag. All right. So next one. Next. Okay, so in Singapore English, we often see article ellipsis as in she's most popular teacher in school, like Malaysia English. Okay, so subject verb agreement is sometimes incorrect, like he have instead of he has. Moreover, modal verbs are simplified. We can replace in could, such as in can I go instead of could I go. Next one. Okay, so in Brunei English, consonant reduction occurs where final consonants like t and k are often dropped, as in book instead of book, and street instead of street. Additionally, dental fricatives such as t and th, I'm sorry, t and th are pronounced as t and d, as in thank, and rather. In grammar, articles are often omitted, such as in his doctor, and subject verb agreement is frequently omitted, as in he go instead of he goes. Next one. This is Philippine. Next one. All right, this is Philippine English. In Philippine English, consonant changes include the replacement of t and n with t and d, just as in think and brothers, just like the Singapore, right? Okay, so also syllable stress may shift to the second syllable, like in calendar, instead of calendar instead of calendar. Next one. Next one. All right, so this section, I will focus on 3 countries in Southeast Asia: Cambodia, Thailand, and in Vietnam. Next one. Next one. Okay. All right, so again. Okay. So in Cambodia English, we observe the deletion of final consonants, such as pronouncing pass as pa instead of pass. Verb ending like it often simplified, so he work it becomes he walk. Non-native English sounds are frequently distorted by instinct. The in think may be pronounced as odd. Additionally, word trace patterns can vary, leading to mispronunciation like tracing the first syllable in banana instead of banana. Next one. Okay, so in stuff of grammar, Cambodia English speaker often omit preposition and article, saying he's doctor instead of he's a doctor. The present tense is sometimes used to describe past action, as in I go to the market yesterday, instead of I went to the market yesterday. Additionally, plural forms are used in singular contexts, such as to book instead of to books. Next one. Next line. Next. Okay. Thai English. Thai English consonant substitution is common with v in very becomes w, resulting in very. Consonant cluster like street are often simplified, so street become sweet instead of street. Okay, so additionally, the tonal natural of Thai English, sorry, Thai language includes English pronunciation, causing the speech of the voice to rise or fall, as in the word ask, ask. Next one. Okay, grammatically, Thai English speaker often omit articles, as in she is teacher instead of she is a teacher. The present tense is used to describe future events, such as in I go to school tomorrow instead of I will go to school tomorrow. Additionally, reduplication is commonly used for impresses, for instance, big problem instead of very big problem. Next one. Next slide. In Vietnamese English, consonant cluster are simplified because cluster are not common in Vietnamese. For instance, street is pronounced as street instead of streets, just like Thai England. Okay, so final consonant are often omit, so pass become p instead of pass. Also, non-native English sounds are distorted and in think, often pronounced as d, or d. Next one. And in Vietnamese English, articles are often omitted, such as he is teacher instead of he is the teacher. Such as verb agreement can be inconsistent. For example, she go instead of she goes. And the duplication is also used frequently for impresses as a big mistake or very big mistake, or we say that go instead of go quickly. Next one. Okay, for summarize, the study of English in Southeast Asia saw the influence of both historical and social political factor with distinct linguistic figure between outer circle and Spanish circle varieties. While English is become a first language in many outer circle English countries, in the Spanish circle, it remains a foreign language. There is a need for further research, particularly in the areas of cross-varietal communication and development of a regional standard at the demand for motor intelligence abilities increases. Okay, so I have an activity. This is a game in about 2 minutes. Can you can we play, Doctor?
Yes, ma'am, of course. Yes, ma'am, of
Yes,
course.
yes. Thank you very much. Okay. Hãy
Forgive me, one moment, please. Has someone begun transcribing the video?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Never mind. I'll just delay everyone with the question. Just go on, please.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, so Hải, please stop share for me. I will show the game for the class. All right, everyone, please quickly join the. Okay, I will send you the link. No, I'm sorry. I'll send you the link now. Um, okay, yeah, can you join by the link? All right, see the first one now. All right, yeah. Doctor, actually, I can show the question on the screen. So can you join with us to see the question of the team?
Yes, ma'am, I most certainly can. I was preparing your next thing there. I'm gonna have to join with my phone, I'm assuming.
All right, thank you.
There we go. Hold on a second. Yes, ma'am, I'm here with you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, everyone, is it enough?
I'm a squirrel, so I think I'm in there.
Okay, I think it's enough now. All right, so I will start, and you have 2 minutes to answer the question. Okay, so you can tap on the screen to show, it will show you the answer. Just tap on the screen.
Sure.
Yeah, I see the first one now. Wow. You can tap on the screen to play. It will show you the question to answer. All right, 10 seconds left. All right, that's all. Now let's see the winner. The first one is Wendy, the second one Iris, and last one is Hai. Okay, that's all for my our group presentation. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you.